Let's talk about whether investing in culture is really worth it from a business perspective. If you're asking yourself this question, it's a good question to be asking. Any organization that decides to invest time or money or human energy into an initiative should first ask, why are we investing in this? And if the initiative doesn't serve a clear purpose or solve a problem or meet a goal that's important to the organization, then resources would be better invested elsewhere. Until relatively recently, it's been somewhat challenging to answer the question, is it worth it to invest in designing and nurturing an intentional culture with empirical data? But recently, more and more research has emerged which allows us to answer this question definitively. If any of the following are important to you or your organization, you need to pay attention to culture. Reducing turnover, improving engagement, or the degree to which people give extra effort. Maintaining or improving the well-being of your people, reducing healthcare costs, improving the reputation of your company on job hiring sites and elsewhere, innovating and navigating change effectively, increasing your chances of meeting or exceeding performance metrics. Here are a few takeaways from a recent study published in the MIT Sloan Review. Number one, the single best predictor of high turnover is a toxic culture. Number two, toxic culture is 10 times more important than compensation in determining whether an employee will stay with the organization or look for employment elsewhere. In this study, they looked at more than 125 variables related to culture. This study classified a toxic culture as one where the following 5 words describe the characteristics of at least some of the organization's members or teams: exclusive, disrespectful, unethical, cutthroat, or an organization with abusive leaders. Now, for many of you, you might hear these descriptions and think, those are really strong words. I wouldn't classify our company or team culture as that bad. Our culture isn't toxic, it's just kind of more mediocre or frustrating. That's understandable because culture exists on a continuum, ranging from what we classify as thriving to toxic. Most fall somewhere in between. Thinking about the culture on your work team, the people you work most closely with, where would you say that culture falls on this continuum? If you're one of the fortunate few, you might realize that you already have a thriving culture on your team. If you're like most, you'll realize you and your team have some work to do.